Yes, we did it. Hi, Mom. First live stream of this channel. Welcome, everyone. There is no one, but it doesn't matter because it's going to get recorded and being placed on my channel. So it's going to have its purpose anyway. So what are we going to do? Maybe I should wait. Not quite sure. Maybe somebody wants to jump in. But we are going... This stream is to celebrate a new series I'm going to drop exclusively for you. Only on my channel. It's not been taught on the internet and it's never been found on YouTube. We are going to create our own cryptocurrency exchange completely from scratch in Golang, from a blank page, nothing. We're going to build a matching engine. We're going to build the settlements, the order books. We're even going to make our own market maker algorithms to provide liquidity. We're going to set up our own Ganache server, Ethereum private sandboxed server with coins, tokens, so we can trade them on our own exchange. That's a premiere. It's never been done. It's legit, never been done. It's crazy. So it could be that this is a bumpy ride because it's the first time I'm actually going live on YouTube. So excuse me for any problems that may arise. All right. So I think waiting for people is not going to happen. It doesn't matter. It's not going to matter. We're going to code anyway. So we're going to start. Basically, I have this YouTube folder and I'm going to create the project. We're going to call it Crypto Exchange. And my light is shining in my eyes and I need to maybe put it a little bit lower. All right. Cool. Let's code inside of this folder. Okay, so the first thing I always do when I create a new project is a makefile. Makefile. Build. Exchange. And we're going to say run build. Like this, and we do a test. Helper, go test, verbose, and the whole shebang, like this. We do go mod init, and the whole code base is going to be on GitHub. As usual, GitHub, NDM, crypto, exchange. All right. Okay, let's see if we can make our main. Let's see if we can show something on the screen. Print line. Oh, work it. All right. Make run. It's all working perfectly fine. So let's see. All right, it doesn't matter. Cool. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna split this up in, of course, multiple episodes, recordings, live streams, whatever. But this is going to be, this episode, this stream is going to be the first initial progress of our matching engine. And what is a matching engine? So basically, if you wanna buy or sell Bitcoins or whatever token, it doesn't matter, any kind of asset, you basically place an order on an exchange. And what it does is it gets your order. Depends on if you make a market order or a limit order, but to make this simple, it is going to get your order and it's going to try to match your order with orders that are sitting in the order book at a certain limit for a certain size. That's it. And we're going to make this matching engine completely ourselves and going to make it as slow as possible so you guys understand completely what's going on. Even though you're a trader or something, it doesn't matter, because if you understand what an order book is, how it works internally, it's going to help you with all your endeavors. Okay, so let's get started, and I'm gonna try to set myself comfortable. Okay, let's start with the order book like this, and always create a test file so we can play around with these things. Order book, boom, package main, type, order book, struct, what else, and then we make this also package main, func, test, order book, t, testing.t, like usual. And we're not gonna do TDD. That's not for this channel. So an order book. An order book is going to have, or hold, or asks, which is going to be a slice of limit. Yes. And then we have our bits, which is basically the same thing. Bits. So what is a bit and what is an ask? If you want to buy bitcoins, a certain size of bitcoins for a certain price, you make a bit. And if you want to sell them, you make an ask. It's that simple. And if you disorder them, or how do you say this in English? If you swap them sometimes around, you can say bit is buy and ask is sell. Asking, I'm asking you to give me your bitcoins. All right, so order book. It's complaining about limit, but that's no worries because we're going to make a limit. There is no limit. It's going to be a struct also. What's going on with my keyboard? So what is a limit? A limit is going to have a price, which is a float 64. It's going to have a bunch of orders, which is a slice of order. And it's going to have a total volume, all right? Total volume, which is a float 64 even. The same thing. It's complaining about order, but that's no worries because we're going to make an order. Okay, cool. So you need to see a limit. So a limit is basically a group of orders at a certain price level. And it will be clear. It will be clear. It will be crystal clear. So an order that has a size of float 64 is going to have I want to keep track of on what limit this order is sitting. So I'm going to add a limit pointer to it. A timestamp, N64 because we're going to use Unix Nano. What do we need more? I don't know. All right. Let's make another function, another test function. Test limit. T testing. T like this, and we say L is a new limit order. And the price is going to be 10K. 10K BTC. 10K dollar. Of course, we don't have this constructor. So we're going to say new limit order. The price float 64 is going to return a pointer to... oh. Limit order. That's not true. Limit. A new limit will return a pointer to a limit. Return limit like this. The price is going to be the price we give it. We're going to make some space for the orders we're going to put into it. So we cannot pre-allocate the exact space for the orders because we don't know how many orders is going to be in. So we're going to use a slice. And it will grow and shrink automatically. If you really want to be, if you really want to go balls deep, you can manage this yourself. But I mean, we are no savage people. So there's going to be an order. Okay. All right. Cool. New limit. So we have a limit. We also need an order. For example, a buy order is going to be a new order. And a size. Wait, first we're going to say, is this order going to be a bit? True. Idiot. And the size is going to be a float 64. I'm going to return an order. An order. So why am I doing this bit thing? Well, so an order is always an ask or a sell, an ask or a bid, right? So it's even selling or buying, so it's binary. So we could do a type alias and make this a nice type, bid or ask, you know, bid type, ask type, but a bool is perfectly fine. It doesn't take any space, almost, so we're gonna use a bool for that. So the size is gonna be the size we give it. The bit is gonna be the boolean we give it. And the timestamp is going to be a time now Unix nano. All right. So we're going to say, I'm going to make a buy order. So we say it's true because it's a bit. And how many bitcoins or rupus or whatever the fuck we want to sell or buy in this case. For example, 5. Right? And this sounds a little bit weird what I'm doing, but it will make so much sense. It will make so much sense in the future. Okay, cool. So we have the limit, 10K, dollars, euros. We want to buy bitcoins, rupus, whatever. 5 is the size. So now we need to find a way to add this order inside of the limit, because the limit is going to be a bucket of orders. Orders of different sizes, but sitting at the same price level. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah. Limit. Add order for the price we know. So it's going to be just a pointer to this like this, and we say that the limit of the order is going to be the limit. It's basically a reference. So if this order is decoupled from our limit itself, we can still know what the limit is. Especially very interesting if we are going to match later on, if we're going to try to fill the order. And the reason why I know this is because I worked for cryptocurrency exchanges in the past, so I know how it works. So we have this, then we need to say that the orders of this limit is going to be, we add this order to it, and then we're going to say that the total volume, we're going to increment this, we're going to add the size of the order. All right. Now let me quickly check if my stream is still going. It is. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm proud. I'm so proud. All right. Cool. So we have this buy orders. Now we're going to say add the order. The buy order. Like this. And then we're gonna print out println the limit itself, and then we're gonna test it and see what's going on. All right. So, of course, this works. We didn't do anything special, but just for demonstration purposes, educational purposes, we can see that we have a limit. The price of the limit is 10,000 currency. It has one order, you see this pointer, and it has a total volume of 5. So, and that's basically what you see if you're trading on a chart and you see, oh man, on the order book there is, at Bitcoin at level 30K, there is 50 million BTC as volume. Well, that's basically exactly this, but at a much smaller size. To make this a little bit more, where's my fucking cursor? To make this a little bit more debuggable, we're gonna say at the order, we're gonna say string return fmt print f, and we're going to say that the size of this order is going to be percent to f. Yeah. And then of course you're going to say that is the size. So normally if we do this debugging, yeah, now we can see exactly this order setting at our limit. Cool. So if we can add orders, we should also be able to delete orders. So let us do quickly that. Add order. Limit. Delete order. Why should we delete orders? Because let's say I'm placing an order and I want to cancel it, right? Then I need to delete this. Hence also decreasing the volume of the limit. So what we can do, so if the order, we're going to loop through all the orders, and if the order is the same as the order we are looping through, we need to shift. And this is basically some Golang tricks. Some Golang tricks, because we need to shift the array. So if we have a slice and we delete something in the slice, let's say we delete the middle point, the middle element, then there is going to be a gap, right? So we need to shift everything one to the left. How do we do that? I have no clue. So I need to think. So orders. First of all, we need to do this. Wait, let me, okay, cool. We need to I think it's going to be something like this. So we shift the total size by 1, and then we need to do the whole shebang, so the whole array, slice, whatever you want to name it. A slice is basically just an array. It does not live in continuous memory because we need to expand, dynamically expand and shrink on the fly. So it cannot be in the same slot of memory, if that makes sense. I think we can do something like shift the whole shebang to 1. That should work. I'm not sure. I see no error, so I think it works. So that's the first thing that we need to do. Delete this thing. Then we need to make sure we satisfy, just like our woman, we need to satisfy the garbage collector. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that the limit of the order is going to be null, right? So we don't have dangling pointers. We can just get rid of it. And then we're going to say that the total volume is going to be subtracted, that the size of the order is going to be subtracted from the total volume. And of course, what we need to do is a to-do, because we need to basically resort the whole orders here, like this. All right. Cool. So let's quickly test and then take a little breathing break. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna make two other buy orders. We call it A, B, and C. So we're gonna A, B, and C. And then we're gonna say, we're gonna delete the order and we're gonna delete the middle one, order B. And if it all goes well, cool. So what, to be sure, what we're gonna do is 5, 8, and 10. And if all goes well, we should have a total volume of 15 BTC sitting at price level 10K. BTC of Rupus, of whatever. Because 8 is deleted and it all works well because we have no issues here. Good. Nice. All right. So let's get back to our order book, right? And let's open. What's going on? All right. What I'm going to do is open up the order book here and the test here, okay? Okay. Now, we have our order book and we need two things more. So we have this asks and bit lists, slices, whatever. And these are good, but we have no way or no convenient way to check if there is already a limit order at a certain price level. We could loop through each array for the asks or the bits and check if the price is the same as we want, but that will take too much time. So what we're going to do is make a map. And we're going to call this the ask limits, which is basically a map of a float 64 prices mapped to points to limits. And we're going to do the same thing for the bits. Bit limits. And then we're going to say new order book, which will return an or pointer to an order book. Order book. Boom. So there's going to be a limit. Same thing for bits. Bits. Then we need the ask limits. They're going to be make a map of float 64 map to limit. Same thing for bits. All right. So OB is going to be a new order book like this, and then we're going to say we don't have any functions or methods. All right. What kind of API are we going to use to place orders? So now it could be a little bit of complicated. So I'm first going to drink because I'm thirsty. Thirsty. It's all live. It's nice. It's nice. All right. I have no clue how this thing works. It's the first time, but I don't give a shit. We will learn as we go. All right, so what do? We have the basics of our limits. We have the basic of our orders. We can add one to the limit. We can delete an order from our limit. And now we're going to say OB, order book. So there are a couple of things that we need to do. But let me quickly think what makes the most sense for now. So let's say add, right? So we're going to make this private, to be honest. We're going to add an order at a certain price level in our order book. It's going to be an order. And we also need a nice API function which calls place order, and it's the same thing. It's gonna place an order at a certain price level in our order book. And it will return. So basically what happens? So if you place an order on an exchange, so two things can happen. Or it will be matched by minimum one other order, or it will not be matched and it will sit in the books. So what do we know then? We know that placing an order will always return some kind of a slice, an array with matches, but they could be empty. So we could say a question. This is not linked. So bro, is this anyway linked to the earlier video series you created? No, this is a complete new series, right? So we have the blockchain from scratch series, which is a completely live recorded set of videos. But now I'm dropping another series, which is the create a cryptocurrency exchange from scratch series, where we will build everything in Golang from a blank page. And this is a live stream just to celebrate and just to test how live streaming goes. And I'm gonna put this video on my channel. So if you wanna watch it later on, you can. So it's gonna be completely new. Although I'm gonna keep continuing updating the other series also. So no worries. No worries. All right. Place order. So, placing an order, we know it will return a couple of matches. So we're going to call this match. We don't have match, but that doesn't matter, because we are the creator, so we can make it one. A match is going to be a struct, and later on we're going to split this all out into other files. But never over-engineer your projects, because you're going to get burned out. Okay, so a match. What's going to be a match? What do we know? A match is basically an ask, which is be an order. We're going to have a bit, is be an order. Why? Because if you will always match your bit with an ask, or an ask with a bit, right? So you cannot match two asks. We also going to keep track of the size that is being filled. Float 64. And at what price level this order is being filled. And this is bookkeeping shenanigans. So if we have a match, we match the buyer with the seller. We're gonna keep track of how much is this order being filled for, because if I'm placing an order with 10 BTC is getting matched with a seller, but only for 5 BTC, right? Then I'm gonna, this match only gonna have a size field of 5. And then we're going to, dive deeper into the books or deeper into the limit to see if there is another seller. Eventually, we will fill the order, right? You will see, it will all be clear. So that's a match. So now the compiler should be satisfied. So 2 things gonna happen. So basically, the first thing we're gonna do is try to match the order, right? Try to match the order. But matching orders is what we're gonna do in the next, it's gonna be in the next live stream, in the next video, because it's a bit spicy, So it's weekend, everybody's tired from the week, you know, the focus is a little bit gone. You need to have eaten well, eat good food, had enough sleep, go to the gym. That's the moment we can do that, right? So it's going to be for the next one. So first is we're gonna try to match the orders. The next step is we're gonna add the rest of the order to the books, all right? And that is what we can do. So we can say that if the order open size is bigger than 0, why? And can we please add an if statement? Yes. So why? Because everything is basically referenced by pointer. So what we're gonna do in this matching logic here, we're gonna try to match the order. And if it's completely matched, so if it's completely filled, it's going to have a size of 0 because the order is completely filled. So the size is going to be 0, right? And all our bookkeeping is getting stored in the matching structs we made. So eventually we come into the second part of our logic. So we can see, hey, is the size 0 or is the size bigger than 0? We know that we need to put the resting size into the books so it can be filled by someone else, you know? All right, cool. Still the streaming, it's I don't know. It's weird, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, okay, cool. So if the size is bigger than 0, we say order bookman add the order and the price. Easy. And of course, we return our matches, but we don't have matches, so we can return null, or we can return match like this. It doesn't matter, right? Maybe this is better. This is clearer. This is more verbose. Cool. So that leaves us with the add function. Okay. Hey, Damien. Man, you do a great job to share your knowledge. Greetings from PL. I don't know what it is. Poland or something? I don't know. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks. I'm doing my best, especially for you guys. Value. Exclusive. Here. Nowhere else. Nowhere else. Literally. If somebody can find another channel that does this, please let me know so we can do much better. Poland, nice. Zapalniczka. That's the only thing I know. Zapalniczka. Zapalniczka. It means lighter, right? Like to fire your cigarettes. Zapalniczka. All right, add. So, cool. So if we are adding an order to the books, the first thing we need to do is to check the order book for example. So let's say I wanna buy 10 BTC, and I'm gonna use Bitcoin because everybody knows what Bitcoin is, right? Everybody knows what Bitcoin is. Everybody probably bought or sold some Bitcoin. So you wanna buy 10 Bitcoin. I'm not speaking about market orders, right? These are limit orders, because market orders will always be filled no matter what. So if I want to buy Bitcoin 10, for example, 15K at that level, right? So that means the first thing we need to do is check if there is already volume on the exchange sitting at 15K. How do we do that? Well, we need to check. So if the first thing we need to do, because this is actually, I'm going to delete this, this is confusing. First thing we need to check what kind of order this is. So if the order is a bit, then we're going to say I'm working for a company where we develop Hive blockchain, but I am a front-end dev. Oh, nice. And you don't do any back-end stuff, or only front-end? Probably only front-end, right? If you have the opportunity, you should also do some back-end. It's good. It's good for your brain. It's amazing. It is amazing. So yeah, if it's a bit, the limit is going to be, man, this light. Holy shit. I have this new light, especially for this setup. It's like a circle light. And it's making me blind as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, it's by the way, is the stream, is the bitrate, is it okay? Is the sound okay? Is anything wrong? Let me know, because it's the first time I set this up. So if you can give me some feedback, would be appreciated. So the next time we can make it even better than it already is. Yeah, but the problem is if I do this, where the fuck is this? Right, I can make it, you see, but then where am I? I'm gone. So I need to be professional. Oof. Right, maybe this is good. Okay, so the limit is going to be, we are distracting. We need to keep focusing. Everything's perfect. Thank you, Damien. Thank you. Yeah, bit. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do, the limit is gonna be the OB bit limits for the price we give it, right? So we're gonna fetch it. So if it's not a bit, we're gonna say that the limit is basically the same thing, but for the asks. Right? And if we, at this point, we could say that if the limit equals null, right? So we first check if it's a bit, we fetch it from the bit limits. If it's an ask, we fetch it from the ask limits. But if there is nothing at the price limit, this variable will be empty, will be null. We should say that the limit is going to be a new limit order. Limit, not an order, new limit, a new bucket. Because eventually every order sitting in a certain limit will be a limit order. And the limit data structure is basically a bucket that holds everything. Maybe we should call it bucket or something, or limit bucket or whatever. So we're going to make a new limit. This is the price. And as far as I know, is the only thing we need to give it, I think. Yeah, exactly. We make a new limit. And if it's a bit, ob pin asks. So we're gonna append because the limit is nil. So we're gonna, if we don't find the limit in the books, we're gonna create one, right? So we need to append this to our asks. And man, a limit. All right, and also we're gonna add it to our bits, bit limits. Price is going to be a limit, I guess. Else, you're gonna do this thing. Yeah. Visual Studio, please. A limit like this. Asks. And that should be it, I guess. So let's recap. So we have, if the limit is nil, we create a new limit. We add it here. Boom, boom. Boom. And I think, let's see what's going on. So let's create an order. Let's create a buy order. 10 BTC, 10 rupus. We're going to say it's a bit, so we're going to say true. OB, place order. Boom. At what price? At what price? At what price are we going to place this order? I want to buy 18K. No? At 80K. 80K. And we're going to place the buy order. Like this. And let's see what we can debug this. Inline. OB. Bits. 0. Actually, we can just do bits, but it's gonna return some. Wait, I'm gonna do it here. It's gonna return pointers, right? So we can, you see. So what we could do is we could say string return printf the price to f. We also could say what the volume is, right? So the volume, total volume on this order is going to be percent to f, right? Holy shit, what the fuck am I doing? All right, let's see what's going on. All right, so we have in our order book is sitting a limit anyway, is sitting a limit order of a bucket of limit at price level 18K. But the volume is 0. Why is that? Something's wrong. Yeah. So OB can place order. So OB bit 0 should be normally. What the hell is going on? Something is wrong, boys. I'm so sorry. Orders. Okay, there's nothing inside of this thing. So we need to back to the drawing board. We made a big mistake. You make me want to learn Go, bro. Yeah. Well, a lot of people ask me this question, and maybe I should take time to cover this. So a lot of people are discussing a lot of languages, and it's especially in the crypto space, right? In the blockchain space, there's a lot of Rust and a lot of Go. And people ask me, what is the best language? Of course, I'm opinionated. Although I write a lot of Rust myself, but the problem is Rust is, although it's a nice language, right? It helps, it's a nice language, but it's too big of an idea. I hope this is clear what I'm trying to say. It's too big of an idea, right? And it's not the borrow checker, and it's not that stuff, but it's so huge. And they are adding this new async stuff and how many functions. It's insane. The standard library. There are so many. So if you are a new developer, right? Or let's say you're not even a new developer. Any kind of developer that joins a company, and that company has a huge code base in Rust. How long are you going to take to completely understand it, right? Rust sometimes, although I understand what they're trying to do, it makes no sense most of the time. Unwrap. It is unwrap. What the unwrap? I mean, although I know what it means in the language, but it doesn't make sense from an engineering perspective, right? But if you have a Go code base, right? A big, for example, the Go Eat or something, it's Ethereum official Golang implementation. You understand everything instantly because the Go language is so minimalistic. It's super. This language is almost 15 years old, and it didn't even change one thing, right? And now they added generics in Go, but I don't even use them generics. It's no need for it. But although Rust is good because it's at the machine level, at the bare machine level, Rust is better, right? For operation systems, maybe for pure cryptographical implementations, pure crypto stuff, right? Then Rust is much better than Go. I completely understand. But for distributed systems, for distributed environments, I think Golang is the best. The same for Python. Everything for machine learning, in my opinion, machine learning, data, Python is the best, right? So every tool has its purpose. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of companies are migrating from Go, right? Migrating from Go to Rust, and it's I don't know why. I don't know why it is. But it is what it is. But Go is a very popular language. I think I checked it on GitHub a couple days ago, and it still was in the top 5 So, and rest is even top 15 or something. Place 15 or place 13, not quite sure. Maybe because of the library. Yeah, exactly. Thirsty. All right. Yeah, we had an issue. Damn, I forgot. So, the issue is that basically there is nothing inside our orders. And that's because we didn't add the order, I guess. Let me see. So we do add. So we come here. So it's a bit. So we make a new limit. Yeah, the thing is, if we make a new limit, we should also add the order, I think. Yeah, I think that should work. Let me check. All right. So now it's filled, right? Now it's filled. Now the array has an order inside of it. So I think that's much better to debug, by the way. This is useless. Garbage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add another order, right? So let's say A by order B. Let's say big whale. Big whale's coming in. Michael Saylor. Buying bitcoins. 2000. At 18K. Completely crazy. All right. Let's see what happens. Cool. What? Oh yeah. Not quite sure what I'm doing, but what's going on? And this is Windows PC is killing me. So I had a Mac. And everything was with my command key, right? You know, if you're a Mac, you can do with your command key, command C, V, whatever. But my Mac is not good enough to stream, to record at good quality. So I switched to the Razer Blade. Good PC, good laptop, but man, this Windows control. Now I need Control C, Control V coming from the command. It's a bitch. Yeah, so before we, let me see. So basically we say place order at $18. We're gonna place or the A or the B. And then I'm gonna say I'm gonna actually dump the whole order book inside of this, why not? Nobody cares. So that's fine. So don't worry, that's fine. There is only one limit because we have the same price, right? So if I change this to 19, for example, we're gonna have 2 limits, but why is this not? So I have a limit at 18K and I have a limit at 19K, so that's perfectly fine. But I'm questioning, why is this bits array not being filled? Yeah. Guys, look at this. All right. Cool. So one more thing I want to do. So maybe what you also should do is basically sort everything, because we need to sort the limits by price and the orders by time, right? So because it's a FIFO queue, so the first order inside a bucket of a limit will also be the first order that gets filled. So we need to sort that. And so I think if we have the sorting done, if we can sort everything, then everything is set up for our filling of our orders. So matching of our orders. That's basically step 1. This one. So step 2 is basically complete if we sort first. And the only thing we need to do to make this matching engine work is basically matching the orders and filling them. But that's for another episode, because that's heavy shit, right? I need to be focused. And once we have this matching engine completed, then we're going to make a nice API that we're going to access. We're going to set up a Ganache server, Ganache, whatever you want to name it, or a hard hat thing with our Ethereum tokens, and then we're going to make our settlements, right? So a settlement is basically how to settle your currencies. So we're going to make an exchange address, and then a customer or a user address, and then we're going to try to trade on this exchange. This isn't amazing. Only here. Only here. All right. How long is this thing all going on? So I'm going to sort this stuff. Sort this stuff and then call it a day. So we can do everything in the next episode. We can match everything and fill the orders and do the whole Gucci stuff and call it a day. All right, so sorting. All right. Let me first check something real quickly. Okay. I'm gonna drink and then we're gonna do the sorting. Because all this talking. All right. Cool. All right, cool. The first thing we're gonna do is sort our limits. Where is this thing? So I'm gonna say type limits. It's gonna be a limit, a slice of limits by best ask. By best ask. Limits. So we're gonna have a len. We're gonna have swap. Yeah. And then it's len swap and less. All right, so basically len is going to be return len by best ask. No. And limits. Even limits y a limits equals I just need to think because this is so then we swap it with j and the limits y, I guess, something like this, and then the less function. That's important because if we want to sort our asks or if we want to sort our bids, we need to reverse it. Because if you want to buy, so let's say you want to, if I want to buy bitcoins, I want to buy at the cheapest price. But if I want to sell my bitcoins, I want to sell at the highest price. Classic mechanics. So what we're going to do, less. So it's going to be something like this. It should be price should be smaller, right? Should be smaller. Yes, it should be smaller because if I want to, if an ask, I want to sell. So if it's less, it should be, yeah. J price. What else is going on? Return. All right. So then the only thing we need to do is basically do this. The whole shebang, paste it in by best bit. Boom. Should be B actually. But yeah, whatever. But Anthony, can you not control replace? Find replace. I know. I know. I'm authentic, you know? Autistic. All right. What the hell's going on? Cool. So for best bit, everything stays the same. The only thing we need to do is reverse this thing. Because basically means that if we want to buy as cheapest. So that means that if we say less, it should be higher. I think. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. And we will see. And then we swap it. It's that easy. No need to... I think it's right. I think it's right. I think it's right. Okay, so now we need to sort one more thing before we can call it a day. Is the orders. So we need to sort the orders. Let me quickly see if somebody has a question or something. Right. So, we're gonna do the same thing, right? So we're gonna say, we're gonna make a type orders. It's gonna be a slice of orders. And then what I'm gonna do is just copy the whole, this thing, because CBA typing this again. So what I'm gonna say is this O. No, we can't. Orders like this. No! All right. Yeah. So we're going to say LO, len O, the length of the orders. So for this, to swap, it's going to be just the same thing, I guess. Man, what? Clunky as fuck, man. All right. The next thing is it's not the price, but it's the timestamp. Yeah. All right. So now it's it should be sorted. So how do we do this? I see we had a to-do thing. What we're gonna do, sort, and it's gonna be the orders. What the hell? Missing method len. What the hell's going on? God damn it, I think if it is, then I'm gonna cry, to be honest. All right. For some reason, the compiler cannot basically detect that this type alias is basically the same as a slice of pointer to order. But anyway, it worked. So I think this is a good first stream session of our create your own cryptocurrency exchange completely from scratch and go. For me, it was a little bit different. A live stream, it's completely, it fucks with your mind, right? It's constantly in the back of your head, you know, oh, is there somebody watching? Of course, maybe 2 people, 3 people, I understand. My channel is new, I know. But I need to do my best because this video will be on my channel. So I need to keep bringing this information, right? But still, it fucks with your mind. So sometimes you probably see me distracted. I know. But I'm practicing. All right. So thanks for the people that have watched, or that are gonna watch, or maybe watch in the future. If you like what you see, if you like what I'm doing, if you like the value that I'm providing, just subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Give me a like. Put something in the comment. Maybe I made a mistake, right? Much appreciated. It will help me a lot. So the next episode, probably a stream or a recording, we are going to fill the orders. That's important. We're going to match the orders. We're going to fill the orders. And then we're done with the matching engine. And then we can continue adding some helper functions on the order book or something. Create our API, put up a Ganesh, and try to connect an Ethereum sandboxed network to our own exchange. That would be nice. That would be cool. And in the further episodes, what I'm definitely gonna plan dropping on my channel is the quantitative trading sessions. How do you say that? Quantitative trading episodes. Series. I was looking for series. What the hell? The quantitative trading series, of course, I'm gonna drop them soon, maybe in a couple of weeks. Where we're gonna create our own market maker algorithms so we can provide liquidity. I'm gonna teach you how it works, how it all going on, because people think market makers are something crazy, but they are not. They are not, right? So we're gonna make that. We're gonna provide liquidity on our own exchange, and we're gonna do some good stuff only here, exclusive on my channel. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. Do all the other stuff you know I need to do. I see you in the next one. Cheers. And now I need to find a way to cut the stream off. Give me a momento. All right, I found it. End stream. Guys, see ya.